Welcome back to Geekshow Helpdesk.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
I sure love you.
We're the help in this
Lando.
help desk. We're the help in this help desk there is.
We helped all the help.
What is with this and Lando joke? I hate it so much.
Oh, get used to
Hey,
it,
help
buddy.
deskers and Lando.
This is Geekshow Helpdesk, where we talk about
And
tech,
Lando.
gadgets, and sciencey related things.
With Lando.
He's
Gosh, I
here.
hate this. I'm doing it myself.
You're the special guest
You're-
every week. Don't you
you're
feel
ma-
so special?
You're
I'm
making
the
that
guy-
sound so good, Lando, with just adding it that way.
You know what happens
It's-
if you're special all the time?
I'm
You're
the
not special at
I'm
all.
the special guest star every week.
That's right.
I get the good credit. That's right. Okay, I'm good. Never mind. I'm fine.
Oh, wait,
Love
you're
this
in
joke.
the wrong spot. Hang on a sec. There we go.
Something about weird.
That's better. If you're on YouTube, you saw what just happened. All right, let's go ahead and introduce our panelists. It's Owen, and he is for Isengard.
I am for that thing. Just grabbed a quick. I thought I need a battle cry for this episode, and that was the first one that came to my mind. So
That works.
there you go. Yeah, follow me here or on Twitter, I guess. No, not really.
Blue Sky?
I'm on Blue Sky, but I can't remember my handle right now. It's the same, Technoan. So follow me there.
Go buy a domain like Jaren.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do that. How much is that, Jaron?
$8 a year.
Oh yeah, it's way too rich for my blood. So
You're drinking
Anyway.
$3 in Pepsi right now.
right there, I
Yeah.
just spent that whole domain.
I don't drink
Right here.
soft drinks, so there you go. There's my
Yeah.
budget.
He doesn't drink soft drinks.
He's
It's Jaren.
Jaren.
Hi, I'm Jaren. You can find me on Blue Sky at jaren.best, because I'm the best Jaren. That's right.
Can you get other domain names? Is
Oh,
there
yeah.
is there
Yeah,
other
sure.
dot
But
best?
as long,
like
as, long
I
as
like-
it's available.
My
Dot
favorite is
wiener?
dot ninja. Owen dot ninja.
oh,
I really should have looked more. It was totally an impulse buy. And I didn't look very long because like Jaren.best, that sounds like it could be my last name, but it's not.
you should do like Jaren.vinegar. You know, to go along with your gamer tag.
Can you put any name as as the end of a domain now? Any word?
I don't know.
Almost.
Wow.
There's so many top level domains now. They're fun to look through.
All right. Wait, Jaren, does LaCroix count as a soft drink? Because you drink
Yes.
LaCroix.
Yes, it does.
Didn't we confirm that it's lacrosse as the actual
Fantastic.
name?
LaCroix.
LaCroix. All right.
Cross.
It's Lando, who's too tired to Tony.
That's
And-
right. It's one of those days. I'm here. The whole show is with Lando. It's amazing. That's me.
I like the grammar there. Too tired to Tony.
He's too much Tony.
Yeah.
Too
Yeah.
much Tony.
Too many O's there.
That was a funny catchphrase. So
That's good.
it's good.
Are you gonna do the third person?
And we have a
interview?
host. His name is
No!
Tony.
There we go. All right.
It's with
Jaren got
Lando.
it.
That's it. That's it.
Like I don't do.
I'm the special guest star.
I don't do third person responsibilities with it. And Lando.
I tell you. Check me out on Blue Sky at Quad T or on other Geek Show podcasts, wherever fine podcasts are given out freely. All right. Let's so I mean, I don't think did we get any emails?
I don't think we got any.
We got one
Well,
from
nothing
Daniel
good.
Forrester.
Yeah, nothing
Okay.
good came in. Oh, Daniel Forster. Okay.
Yep. All right. He says, question. Good evening, party people. I was wondering if you have any recommendations on smart home ecosystems and home automation. I currently have a doorbell cam, garage cam, Wi-Fi garage door, smart light bulbs and plugs, lighting on my desk through Nanoleaf. I think he means lighting.
Lighting.
Smart
lighting.
thermostat,
Lightning
etc.,
was
etc.,
cooler.
etc. Plasma ball. It produces lighting. I want to add a couple of smart locks to my doors, as well as slowly upgrade my light switches to add smart features. Automation, eventually things like window coverings. The issue that I'm finding, and I'm sure most people find, is there are a bajillion different apps for every little thing. You cannot have every smart product in the same ecosystem, so you have the Google and Alexa compatible ones, as well as Apple HomeKit, as well as smart things from Samsung, even though they did discontinue making the hubs for that. Diving further in automation, there is Hubitat and Home Assistant, which are really attractive options as they allow for the ability to still control your smart items, even if the internet goes down. They usually have expandable Zigbee and Z-Wave options, as well as connecting to the home network but staying out of the cloud. Do the help desk gurus have any expertise in this area? I'm looking forward to Tony's, Jaren's, and Owen's responses. I know Lando will say jump into the HomeKit from Apple, but as you might remember from my last email, I am still in the Android ecosystem and have a lot of changing ahead to move to Apple. Thanks in advance. Interrupting Cow.
As long as you're working towards it, that's all that counts.
Oh, any
I
progress,
think that was.
huh?
I think that was just for your. I think that was just a
No,
courtesy.
no, I want to go first here because to be fair, I have the Nest doorbell.
To be fair.
I have Nest cameras, which are all Google now, right? So I don't have my smart home devices. In fact, the only devices I have that are, this is loose here, is like AirTags. Everything else is not Apple, surprisingly.
My answer. So I am a Apple ecosystem guy, and you're right. I have been through this. Every product you buy is compatible with a different service. So my answer for myself was HomeBridge, which is it converts non-HomeKit compatible things to HomeKit. That won't work for you, but you've already listed your answer in your email, and that's Home Assistant. Home Assistant's a lot more robust than HomeBridge is because it's more than just for HomeKit. Like there's a HomeKit bridge you can add to Home Assistant. There's other bridges you can add to Home Assistant, and it's just a very sleek thing. If I could do it all over again, I would choose Home Assistant this time rather than HomeBridge, just because it's more expandable.
Is Home Assistant Apple software?
No, it's
It's
open source, right?
Yeah.
It's open source. Oh, okay.
yeah. It's
Interesting.
exactly.
I think the real
But-
thing is just to consolidate all into one place for everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what HomeBridge does, and that's what Home Assistant does as well. Like my Ring doorbell isn't HomeKit compatible, but with HomeBridge, it makes it HomeKit compatible. So I get a notification through HomeKit whenever someone rings the doorbell, blah, blah, blah. And Home Assistant's the same way. So
There you go.
yeah.
Thanks, Jaron.
Yep. I just stuff everything into Amazon, into Alexa.
That was going to be my next question. Does Home Assistant, is that what you called it?
Home Assistant. Yeah.
Home Assistant support Alexa? So you can just talk to it like normal?
Here it comes, live Googling from Jaron.
Yeah, it looks like
Oh.
it does.
We're the help
Nice.
desk,
Yeah.
where we Google things for you.
Alexa
put-
via Home Assistant Cloud. Yep.
Can I put it on Raspberry Pi?
I don't know.
Probably.
Probably.
Interesting.
Let me live Google right now.
Now I'm curious. About it because I would like to consolidate everything into one.
Yeah. Yep.
Seriously.
You can put it on Raspberry Pi?
Dude, I consolidated everything for you years ago. I did
Yeah,
all the
and it
work,
sucked
and you've
butt.
done nothing.
Sucked butt.
It sucked.
It worked. It failed after like 2 weeks.
Because you didn't run any updates on it. All you have to do is
Why
like,
would I need an
update
update after a week? Come on.
I don't. Did you restart it?
Yeah,
Did you restart the router?
I don't remember.
Did you schedule it to be
Yeah,
restarted, Tony?
Actually, that's what you do. You schedule it to be restarted, and it works consistently.
Well,
It's been
Automate it.
solid for me for 5 years.
What a stupid
I ended up using that Raspberry Pi as an Octopi for my old 3D printer for a while, so it's not like the hardware went to waste, but now it's just sitting there doing nothing. So
You should make it into a pie hole.
Home Assistant,
Pie hole
the
is the
answer to
best.
everything.
I think I'm going
gonna-
Home Assistant.
Okay.
Me too. Way to go, Interrupting Cow. I appreciate you.
That wasn't an interrupting cow.
That
was
wasn't
Daniel
Danny.
Forrester.
Thank you, Daniel Forrester. Thank you.
All right. Nice. No more emails? Nobody else wrote in?
We got another interrupting cow. We can save it for next week, though.
No. We got to read interrupting cow. It's the best.
Okay. Good evening, friends, and Lando.
And Lando.
Not a friend, but he's there.
Special guest star, Lando. I am looking for an unmanaged network switch with at least 15 ports, if not 24.
Oh, now we're
Why?
talking my language.
Why unmanaged?
Because he doesn't want to have to get in there and apply VLANs and all of that kind of stuff to it. He wants to be able to just plug and play and go.
Yep.
It's a
All
layer-
my
it's a
managed
layer-
switches are just plug and play.
You have managed switches?
Yeah.
Where? No, what?
No, you don't.
Yeah,
No,
I
you
do.
don't.
Yes, I do. I have 3
Unify?
of them, actually.
What are you using? Ubiquity?
I have a managed switch that goes into my router, but it also feeds all of the... No. From my initial router to the managed switch, which feeds all of the Ethernet cables in my house.
Why?
Well, if you just leave it
Do you-
defaulted, then it
yeah.
will just stay on
Yeah.
Do you need
VLAN
it to-
1. But
And then I have managed switches in each of my home entertainment cabinets.
Yeah.
so why
I've
did you
heard-
buy managed switches?
Because
Yeah.
they're cheap.
They cost so much more than
Usually they're, like, way
non-managed
more.
switches.
yeah.
I don't
No,
think
like
you
20,
know what you're
25
talking
bucks.
about. No.
Nope. Not a
No,
For like a
sir.
4-port managed switch, I'm not.
No.
I'm not talking
The
like
Do you know what a
20
managed
years.
switch is?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
The
what's a
interface?
managed switch?
All right, let me check here how much they
I
cost
bought a
on
Ubiquity
Amazon.
4-port managed switch, and the cheapest I could get it for was like $60.
Yeah.
Yeah. Managed switch has the interface, does
Guess it
the
was a router,
does,
technically.
does the whole
CLI.
has the whole OSPF stack. Like you
Yeah.
got
TP Link, $22. 4 ports, managed switch. See?
Oh, well, you want TP Link.
Yeah.
That's part of
Yeah,
the
you
problem.
win.
He does
Some-
not want TP Link.
They're
So
about to be
know.
banned anyway.
moving on, I'm finishing my basement and would like to have at least 2 Ethernet ports in each room, along with what is already in the home. My bigger managed switch is more expensive, of course. I'm trying to stay away from TP Link because I assume it will be banned. I am on fiber internet in Eagle Mountain, so I do not have an extra modem in the home, just the equipment outside. I'm using an Asus Zen Wi-Fi AX6600 tri-band with 2 access points now with a 8-port D-Link switch for the existing network. I likely do not need all of the Ethernet ports, but prefer hardwired whenever I can. I know it's overkill, but I'm also running Cat 8 cable. Wow.
Whoa,
that is
That
nice.
is overkill.
because
That's
I hope
awesome is what
someday
that
my
is.
lifetime in the world doesn't end first, so that we have internet speeds I can take advantage of the extra bandwidth. Thanks ahead
That'd
of
be
time.
pretty dope.
Geekshow. See, I
So,
like managed switches
dude,
because you don't have any of the network
does he
interference,
say-
and it's just faster.
Does he say if he has like a switch
What
mounter?
are you
Like
What is
does
this
he
guy
mount them?
talking about?
Like,
Darren?
if you
Well,
have,
why don't
if
you correct me, huh? I don't often play the dummy here. Why don't you correct me? I'm asking for it. I'm
I'm
begging
not a network
for it.
engineer, nor do I pretend to be one.
I've never heard anyone complain about a non-managed switch doing any of those things.
Okay, you still haven't corrected me. Why am I wrong, Tony? Do you even know yourself?
You need to prove to me why you're right.
So
The onus of proof is on you, buddy, Jared.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
if-
think you actually know
so if
because
you're not-
I said
if
what I
you're-
thought I knew. You made
There's
fun of
no-
me, but yet
there's
you're not
no-
coming up with any evidence.
Because what you're saying is bogus.
Okay,
Unless you're
why is it
doing-
bogus, Tony?
unless you're actually
You don't
doing,
know. You don't know.
What you're saying doesn't make any sense, Jaron. That's like saying, "Oh, well, I think the sky's red." Well, no, it's not red. Well,
Prove it!
I
we
think
having
it's
a-
red.
Are we having a flat Earth conversation right
That's
now?
what it feels like.
Here's the thing: if you're not doing VLANing, you're not doing traffic shaping. There is absolutely
There's
no need
reason.
to
No reason.
to have a smart switch. You can, and if you just leave it, whatever. But
Thanks, Owen, for giving me
But-
a legit answer. I don't think Tony
for sure.
knew that.
But
I already said that
the- No,
earlier.
you didn't.
I said if you don't need to apply VLANs or subnets or anything like that, there's no reason to get
Yeah.
a managed switch. That's
Thanks,
the same
Owen,
thing that
for
Owen
giving
just
me
said.
the actual answer.
But
Such
for
an idiot.
and the reason why you wouldn't
how I
go
feel
with
all
a
the time,
smart
Tony.
switch, the reason why you wouldn't go with a managed switch is because for the same price on a non-managed switch, you'll get higher performance, like 2.5 gigabit transfers or whatever. For instance,
Send me the model of TP Link that you have.
so like this is the one I recommend. I haven't even opened it yet because I bought it when I upgraded my NAS. But
Oh,
it's
I was looking
it's
at
a little-
Netgears right now.
Netgears make a solid 16 port PoE, all 16 ports, and it's PoE plus. And if you know anything about PoE, there's different PoE standards. PoE plus is the highest one that does the full 30 watts per port. So if you want to run cameras or you need to run things that are PoE over
Phones.
phones, things like that. And the great thing about the one I got, it's a 16 port, not this one I just showed because this is a lesser model. It's an 8 port, but they have little ears, and so if you do have a switch rack, I work in the industry, so I took one when they were cleaning out a server room, and I put it on my wall, so I have a little switch rack, so I could put those up on the mount them into the rack. But those Netgear ones it has been rock solid for me. The PoE, in fact, I should just put the model in the show notes or something. But that's the one I recommend is the Netgear one.
Yep, I was going to say Netgear as well.
Yep.
I've used a few of those at work.
For unmanaged, like you
For
can't.
unmanaged, yep.
Yep.
Just when you need to expand some ports for an area, and it all just goes back to the same floor.
And they
switch.
have like lifetime warranty on a lot of them. Like
Do
it's
they?
limited. It's limited, but like if anything fails from hardware, they'll replace it, I think.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I would absolutely say you can get a 24 port Netgear switch for like
Yeah.
80, $100.
Yeah. Those 16 port PoEs with the full PoE plus is like, I want to say that one was like $78 or something
Yeah.
like that. So
Did you gonna send me a link to that managed switch you have, Jaron?
Do you dare?
Oh yeah, sure.
Huh? What? Huh?
Very curious.
Jaron,
Very curious what this is.
why did you go managed switch instead of not unmanaged? Just because it sounded cool?
I don't know. It was cheap at the time.
Oh yeah. Okay, for price, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But it's only a 4-port. You didn't need that much density, right?
Right.
Why does this not open?
Got another email. Let's go.
He put the link in the notes there.
SG 105E. Is that the one I'm looking at?
Yep.
SG. Okay. Easy Smart Managed. I've never heard of that terminology used.
I would.
It
love
got
this.
Jaren. It worked.
It does VLANing, so it's managed. I
Segment
guess.
traffic
Thanks, Owen.
with up to 32.
Thanks for actually educating
32
us.
VLANs. That is such a random.
Yeah. I guess it.
No. It supports up to 32 VLANs simultaneously. You can use any of the 4,000 VLAN IDs. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'd go for this if it was a lab. If you're getting into networking and you
This
want
would
to
be
practice
good
on
for a lab
VLAN, it'd be
switch, yeah.
great for a lab because, like, a lot of times when you get managed switches, I mean, I'm used to Cisco and the big boys stuff, but if you just want to learn LANs and traffic shaping and stuff, I would be interested to see what the CLI, like what it looks
I'm
like
sure
in
it'd be
there.
great.
There's
Yeah.
an unmanaged Netgear 5-port, same ports for $14.
Yeah. You always pay more.
So
for
that's
the
what I mean. You
managed.
pay about double.
But
For
if you want
managed.
to be able to traffic shape and like you don't want to do, if you have a firewall, you usually can do the same thing. But if you have a switch, you could put you
Yeah,
could
my gateway does all of this.
yeah,
My
you
Ubiquiti
could
gateway.
you have Netflix or whatever prioritized and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's getting into the weeds of networking.
Yep, and we stay out of the weeds when we can. All right.
What do you mean?
Any
We
more?
just got the weeds.
Any more emails?
No, we're good.
I think Lando disagrees.
We had the one from Morgan.
Oregon.
Yeah.
No,
I have it
that's
right
good.
here in front of me.
That's arcade.
That's arcade. Somebody was
I've read it.
I thought somebody was raging in Patreon. I thought there was some
No, this
steam.
one, it may have came to arcade. We can read it here. We save it from there. It's probably fine in a way. It's
Let's do it on
nothing-
arcade.
Yeah,
We've
let's do it
done
on
it-
arcade.
We've already done enough emails here.
Yeah. I swear there was some rage.
We're not going to do any of those.
Huh?
Check
What are you
again.
talking about?
Will you hit refresh? Was there? You sure? Look in the junk.
Guys, let's move on to the show.
Okay. I guess there's nothing. Not even in junk. Auto deleted. Did you look in the deleted? We have some rules set up.
All right. Let's talk about one of Jaren's favorite subjects, DJI. DJI announced a new
They're banned.
gimbal.
I
Oh,
think I
sweet.
saw this and I couldn't believe it. The guy was using it in a mirror. Anyway, go ahead, Jared.
It's insane. So there's two. There's the Osmo Mobile 7 and the Osmo Mobile 7P for Pro. And the Pro one has auto tracking features. So it will do like stuff like the 360 Flow 2 Pro kind of a thing, or the Insta 360 webcam. But it does it with your smartphone on a gimbal.
I just think
And-
if I did this, people would think I was totally fake. They'd be like, this guy does not have any business having this stable of a video while he's running. Like, just no.
Well, and the craziest part about this is the price. And I don't know, maybe I'm becoming out of touch, but you can get it for $150. That feels super inexpensive for what you're getting.
I like that one with the attachment. Like is that got an extendable arm? Is that what that
yeah,
second
the Pro
one
one
is?
has an extendable arm.
Ooh, that would be sweet. It's like a selfie stick, but upgraded.
You can get the regular for $90, and the difference there is the Pro has the auto follow feature and the extendable extendable stick. So yeah, pretty good looking device there for pretty attractive price. So
Got a little light there.
I'm a fan of the DJI gimbals.
they're quality.
Yeah, they are. I used to own one with the idea of using it to take family videos, but anyone with kids quickly understands that by the time you get the phone on the
Yep.
gimbal, the moment's
yeah.
gone. So it didn't work out for my use case, but it's a great option for many.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
sold it to
James
me.
had one that I played with a bunch that was awesome.
You sold it to me, and guess how many times I've used it?
2?
0.
Didn't they make didn't the Osmo make one that has like an attached auto camera though that's not your phone? Like
That's the what's the Jaren almost sneezed. Almost.
That was the best.
Oh, it's the
What are
worst.
what's the smaller cameras that standalone cameras that DJI makes? I can't remember.
Osmo Pocket.
Osmo
The
Pocket.
Pockets,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
I
what I'm
love
thinking of.
those.
those ones
Yeah.
I think those might be better use case for trying to
Oh,
get family photos
they
because you
are,
don't have to
and-
attach your phone and
I ended up getting that as a replacement, and yeah, you just push a button, video turns on, and you're recording.
it's like a really stable GoPro.
Yeah. They are extremely nice products, the Osmo Pockets.
All right, we have a story here about brain
And
parasites.
we have another email.
Oh, we got
Oh.
another email.
Where'd
Whoa,
you find?
Hang on.
Did you find it in the deleted stuff, or where'd you find it?
No, I just ignored it
Oh,
because Lang was obnoxious. So
He was obnoxious.
I
I love-
responded with obnoxiousness.
I love that for 3 or 4 minutes now he's probably just been like fuming on the train, like just probably like getting side eye from the other passengers. Like, yeah, that makes me happy.
What's Lane got to say?
He says 5 emails in and nothing from Lando. Crazy, right? I don't know what that means. Growing up, we all had shows we would watch and hope that would be the future. Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica. I think he meant
We're not
Battlestar.
type Lang.
I love Battlestar Galactica.
Oh,
or
buddy, if
for
you're
me-
gonna come at us, well, if you're gonna come at Lando, you guys spell it right.
No,
Right.
Lando has no room to talk.
Oh yeah.
That's
Saying
actually
things clearly
so
or spelling.
true. Oh,
Come on
man.
now.
Yeah.
Or for me was the 1986 original Transformers movie that started with in the year 2005. But obviously none of that happened. But if you could live in any sci-fi universe, which one would it be? And why did Jaren pick Star Wars? Oh, dang it. He knows me so
he
well.
knows you. Star Trek all the way, 100%.
Star
That's
Trek.
where I would go. Yep.
Oh yeah, but what? Okay, but you got to go deeper.
What version?
What era? I'm thinking
Oh, next gen era.
Yeah,
Next
next
gen?
generation for me too.
not the Catherine Janeway one. What's that one?
That's next
Same
gen.
area.
That's,
No,
that's all.
that's next gen.
No,
that's
not
all
Deep
within
Space
about
Nine.
30
Voyager.
years
Oh,
of
okay.
timeline.
Not Discovery in the future.
Discovery's in the past. And then in the
Well,
future.
for the first few seasons.
So or maybe it'd be what's the one with the ship that can transport? That's still next gen.
That's Discovery.
technically? That's that's Discovery. That's right.
It uses the mycelium network.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I really like that show.
Was
It's
it good? I've heard Discovery sucked.
It's
No.
Discovery is amazing.
It's a lot of fun.
You're kind of right, Lando. I lost interest.
Spock
It got really boring.
Spock was great. Then they
Lame.
went. Then in order to freshen it up, they had to go to the future because they're like, man, we're already in the future.
That's when it got
For
really
most
boring.
people
Is when it
watching
got to the future.
I will agree that it wasn't as good after they got to the future, but I still
I feel like it had too much potential, and then they're like, and all the fans are like, but we just want the good stuff. Just give us the good stuff.
I'll tell
I
you what you need to-
choose.
Star Wars. We already know.
No,
I'll
no,
tell
Or
you-
Nathan Drake, maybe a Nathan Drake.
That's
No,
not
no.
science fiction.
I choose the sexy planet from the first season of Star Trek: Next Generation, with Riker as my wingman.
Yeah,
Riker and
Only-
his
Riker from the first season
his open vest, whatever he was wearing.
where he's putting his leg up
Yeah.
on where he's putting his leg up at everything and having sex with
Yes.
every alien species. Like he was
anything,
supposed to be.
Yes.
anything you can find.
Like put a little Riker in it, you know. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'd probably say say Star Trek because it seems the least dystopian for a future.
It's the
show.
most
Like,
hopeful of all the futures.
That's why.
Yeah, right?
That's why Star Trek is so great. It's hopeful and it is post dystopian. It's after
Yeah,
we've
that part's not
recovered.
great.
Yeah, I would do Star Trek, but the lower decks version.
Lower Decks is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I love the crossover they did with that too. Did they do that in Discovery? Was that
No, that was
No,
Strange
the
New World.
crossover.
Or is that in
That's what I was
Strange-
going to say. If
Strange-
you like
Strange Worlds?
Discovery, you need to watch Strange New Worlds.
Strange New
Yeah.
Worlds is so good.
because it's super good.
I
That's
cannot wait for the next season.
Also
I
in the
wouldn't mind
past
being
though,
on
right?
that
Back
ship.
in the other
yeah,
timeline.
it's the original series
Yeah.
era. Yeah.
I didn't know how I was going to like that because I'm like I'm so used to all the cool technology, the Borg stuff, the transporting, but they did really good making
Yeah.
an old. Anyway, Star
There
Trek,
you
I
go.
guess, is overwhelmingly the answer there.
Yep. Cool. All right, back to the stories. Here's a story about brainworms, but it's not about RFK Jr.
Wait, what?
Yes.
How good can
yes.
it be then?
So I read this headline to my wife, and she screamed in horror. The headline is
This is-
"Burning in woman's legs turned out to be slug parasites migrating to her brain."
Oh no! What? I saw this and was like, I don't know.
This story's insane. So she went to Thailand, Japan, Hawaii, and then back home to, I think it was Massachusetts.
I hate this.
But apparently she contracted some parasites in Hawaii.
Eat
That
In Hawaii?
in Hawaii
Of all places that she went?
Yeah.
Huh.
But this parasite, it started in her feet and then just slowly went up her body. She had like a crazy amount of pain wherever the parasite was at that time. She went to the emergency room 3 different times. The first 2 times, it's just like, all your readings look normal. Here's some pain medication.
Slightly higher white blood count.
Pain medication did nothing. And then finally, the 3rd time she went in, she woke up in the middle of the night and she was like, I got a pack for my trip. And so her husband brought her in and because she was acting all loopy and crazy and stuff. And finally, like with some more readings and stuff, they found out it was this parasite because it was just migrating through her body all the way up to her brain, starting from her feet.
Oh my gosh.
Nope. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So normally it gets picked up by rats who eat snails, I believe. And the rat will ingest the parasite. It will start out in the stomach, and then go through the cycle of going to the brain, to the lungs, which then they reproduce in the lungs. Then they kind of vomit, and then digest it again, and it's a never-ending cycle, and it goes out in their poop.
Yeah. So it starts in rats, and the worms reproduce. Then the snails touch the rodent species, and it moves into its second life cycle. And then
so the snails can go on
and then the
leaves.
rats get infected again. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
This isn't
So
technology. This isn't happiness.
What's
What's
the
happening?
science? So the snails, they'll go on leaves, and if you eat produce that hasn't been washed sufficiently, you can contract this parasite from that.
But how
They
come
asked
it
her what
started
she
off
ate.
in her legs?
Because it doesn't work the same way as it does in rats, because the human body is different. So
Wait, what?
it started. It never really explained why it started out in the feet, but it doesn't go to the lungs in humans.
So
like it does
once
rats.
ingested in humans, the worms try resuming their normal life cycle before hitting a dead end. The L3 larvae move out of the gastrointestinal tract into the muscle, heading for the brain. So like normally they would be coughed up and whatever, but they can't because our bodies actually do them. So they vacate the gastrointestinal system, get into the muscles, head for the brain.
Can you imagine a slug making
So
its
when-
way?
So there was
through
a
your
no,
body?
stop. The important part here is there was a happy ending. There was a happy ending to the story. Can you please cover that first?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
I
she
was
got
gonna
better.
get parasites, I would want to get the kind that Fry gets in Futurama that make your body and mind better. I'll take some
I
of
would-
those,
Yeah, like
please.
what RFK Jr. has.
Yeah.
Is that what he had too?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how he got to
So-
the top.
This makes a
So
lot
if you're
of
gonna
sense.
eat, let me pull this in close here.
I was
If you're
so
gonna-
much happier.
if you're
so
gonna
much
eat
happier
sushi-
before this story.
If you're going to eat sushi around the world, you need to pay more attention to those warning labels. Here in the U.S., we kind of take those warning labels like, oh, consuming raw fish, blah, blah, blah. But if you're going to eat sushi in Japan and Thailand, maybe not Japan.
But she got it in
Thailand.
Hawaii.
Probably not Japan.
I
Guess
mean,
what?
we don't
got
know
it
where
in
she
the
got
US.
it. They asked
She
her
got
what
it in
she
the
ate.
US, bud.
No, that's the thing. They don't know. They asked her what she ate, and she's like, I just
That's
ate
true. She had
salads
raw
and sushis
sushi
in
and
Thailand, in
all of
Japan,
them.
and in Hawaii. So they don't know which one it is, but
The article infers that or implies that it's Hawaii.
She
yeah, but it's
says,
probably Thailand.
Oh, here it is, right here. The worms migrate through the blood or along peripheral nerves to get to the central nervous system, and so
Isn't that
that's how it got to that's how it got to her legs, and then moved up from there after. So it went like
Pass.
down and around, took the roundabout way to the brain.
Oh, can you imagine that painful sensation though? Just
I
crawling up
know.
your body slowly, and
Thanks,
nobody
guys.
believes you.
What's going to
Nobody
sleep
believed.
anyway?
Nobody believed her. They're just like, you're probably fine. Could be a
Next.
wussy.
All right, let's talk about something that's a lot more hopeful. AI.
Yeah.
All right. First off, we talked last week about this. That Elon Musk threw his hat in the ring to try and buy OpenAI for like $97 billion. Well,
Nope.
Sam, what's his face? The CEO. Altman. Basically said no over Twitter. And then
Threw a lowball offer.
they
No,
actually-
an accurate offer. For
Well,
Twitter.
they actually did have to talk about it with the board of directors because they have to entertain any offer. It's
Yep.
like a rule or something.
It is.
But the board of directors unanimously said no. This is ridiculous. So that has been completely torpedoed, which is probably for the best. Not that I trust Sam Altman and OpenAI right now, but I trust him more than I do Elon Musk.
The news today is that he is changing the rules on the board about that to avoid a hostile takeover in that way. Because you're right. This is the same reason why Twitter had to take his stupid offer seriously, and why they held him to it, right? Because if you're going to shoot your mouth off with billions of dollars, you better be prepared to back it up. And so Sam Altman doesn't want to lose the company over a meme or a joke,
Well, the reason it didn't work with this company is because it's not a for-profit company. If it had been a for-profit company, then they might have had to really think about entertaining it and vote differently because they are beholden to maximizing the shareholder profits.
Interesting
And
how the
so
one thing
it's
that
called
Sam
the
Altman
Revlon moment.
it's interesting how the one part of OpenAI that Sam Altman hates kind of saved him in this moment.
Right.
He hates the nonprofit part of it because it limits how much capital the for-profit arm can actually get, and so he's trying to get away from that, which is why he's now trying to put voting rules in place to prevent this musky type of method in the future.
There you go. So we can put a nail in that one. It's all done.
I love the shade he threw back though about Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh man.
How about we buy Twitter for $9.7 billion?
Yeah.
Which is still a lot of money. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
That's a lot of money.
More
But
money
when
than
you-
it deserves.
Is that
When
so
you-
Way
weird?
more than it
We're just
deserves.
talking. $8.9
When you consider
billion.
that 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Musk paid $44 billion, that's pretty funny. All right,
We're talking
now
billions with a B.
also AI, Humane AI.
Was
You
this
remember those guys with their
was
pin?
this going to be like the
wanted this to
trans,
work
like
so
the
bad.
The
like
thing
the
that
Star
Lando
Trek
said was going to
transporter?
be the next best thing.
I may have said that.
Is going to be the next great thing.
Was this like that Star Trek like badge thing that was supposed
Yes.
to wear it? And...
Yes.
Yeah.
It,
Well,
it
surprise, it
projected on
stops
your
working in
hand.
10
It was
days.
cool.
Ta-da! Surprise. So HP has decided they are going to buy it, which is the funny part about
Not
that
the
is
pin.
nope.
They're
Just-
not buying the pin.
They're buying
'cause
the well,
even
hang on.
even
They
HP
have
thinks the
to.
pin sucks.
They're buying the whole company. So they're getting the pin
Oh, they
thrown
wanna-
in,
they
basically.
wanna
But they're
gut
not
it.
going to do it. They've already announced they're not going to do anything with it. They're
Are they just
buying it
gutting
for
it?
its IP. Yeah,
Oh,
for its
okay.
IP and for its employees and their experience. They're
I just want
paying,
my phone projected on my hand. Is that too much to ask?
apparently at this point it is. They're paying a cool $116 million.
That's not a lot.
When
Comparatively.
less than a year ago, Humane wanted them or anyone to buy what they considered the worth of the value of the company from 750 million to $1 billion. And so now,
Not so
8 months,
much.
10 months later, we
They
see,
they raised 230 million, so they're selling for like less than half of what they actually raised, or about half. And a note on the pin from Bloomberg: it will not include Humane's AI pin device business, which will be wound down.
oh, okay.
They're not. They don't even want it.
Okay.
Same result.
They're not even taking it as a freebie.
Yeah.
It's like a pack in,
Like,
That's
like
like-
we don't want this to taint our reputation.
Seriously.
Like it.
That's like a kid going to McDonald's and saying, I'll have a Happy Meal. Leave the toy out, though. I don't want that.
Yeah. MKBHD called this the worst product he's ever reviewed.
Yep.
It's so much potential.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, today they announced that 10 days from now, all the Humane AI pins out there will stop working, and if you bought it later than 90 days ago, you will not get a refund.
Yeah.
Adios.
Sorry.
That's the way it
Which,
goes. when
let's
you
be
buy
honest-
those weird gadgets.
How many people have bought one of these in the last 90 days?
No one.
10,
Come on, nobody.
maybe.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
A dozen?
HP's like this is just good PR. It's super safe because we won't have to refund
No,
anybody.
no. Don't give any credit to HP. HP are freaking idiots. They have
true.
no idea what they're doing. They bought a horrible AI company that really has no worth at all because the tech in that pin is from OpenAI.
Yep.
They built a horrible device. Plus, HP bought Palm and completely ruined that business.
Oh,
They-
Jaren's still bitter about Palm OS.
Because they're idiots. Why would they buy Palm and then completely dismantle it within a year?
Because it wasn't any good either.
Because it was good. LG managed to make something of WebOS at least.
Isn't that weird for
Barely.
TVs?
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently they're getting more than 300 patents and patent applications along
There's
with
the value.
Must be
staff
something in
and
there they
IP.
want, huh?
So
Maybe they'll be able to make better printer cartridges.
It's
Doubt
going to
it.
go in their printers. That's it. Full stop.
Full stop. Yep.
what would they put AI in their printers for?
Don't
they
ask
can
me.
get-
Exactly.
so it-
Because it's
so it can
HP.
So it can detect when you're using a non-genuine HP better.
Oh, they already got in trouble for doing that.
But now with AI, Tony.
Now they'll do it again under the
Now
guise
with
of
AI.
AI. Yep.
Your printer now with AI. That's
Now
it.
with AI.
Stop.
That's it. That's
Full
all you have to
send.
say.
All right. Let's talk about a pothole in NAND flash.
Yeah, it's in the market. So they overproduce. They
Oh,
the
really?
yeah, they thought that they were going to have better sales, and so they ramped up production, and they have an overage right now.
So now consumers will have better sales.
Let's
Oh,
hope
yeah.
so.
Do you
Yeah.
think it'll
Plan
translate?
words, guys.
Do you
Plan
think
words.
it'll
It
it'll
usually
work though?
does.
Will they
Usually
translate it to sell that? Because they're all the NAND flash producers are already doing a correction on production. So I'm hopeful because I need more of those HP NVMe drives for my NAS, and I'm hoping
No, you
that,
want the Western Digital ones, I thought.
I mean Western Digital, Western Digital for my NAS, and I'm hoping there's a dip here. But yeah, they're saying that there was an overproduction. 30%. So
Buy the dip, dude.
That's
yeah,
a lot.
I'm
if an
hoping.
8 terabyte drive goes around the $400 range, I am in.
I
That'd
know,
be
and I think
so
you're gonna.
hard to say
I
no
think you're
to.
gonna see small flash bursts of these where people are trying to offload product. So watch. I think you watch Slick Deals for the next 6 months. You might get yourself maybe get yourself a good deal on some storage. But yeah, they've already got a plan in place to fix it by the end of 2025, like the second half of 2025. So
Yeah, they do that all the time. They'll
They're gonna-
slow production.
Yep.
Because they say the market's slowing down, or they'll ramp up, and sometimes they calculate it incorrectly.
So a little pothole this time. Maybe you get lucky. So pay attention if you're in the market for storage. If you're building a PC or a NAS or whatever, maybe get some cheaper storage.
Oh yeah. All right, let's talk about how we're all doomed because an asteroid's going to hit the Earth.
So I have an update. So we've talked about this before. This asteroid, this is like the second or third time this asteroid's come up on the show. But this is the famous asteroid that is on course to perhaps.
Maybe,
Hit Earth.
maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe.
So this is asteroid known as 2024 YR4.
Sounds
So
like a
before
Windows
it had about a
update.
1% chance of hitting Earth.
2024 year 4.
Yeah, it sounds like a Windows update.
There you go. Yeah,
Sure does.
it's an Earth update.
So before it was like 1%, and went up to like 2.3%. It is officially now up to 3.1% chances
In 2032.
of hitting Earth. That is, to put it in perspective, that is a 1 in 32 chances.
That
1 in
is
32 chance this thing hits
really
Earth.
bad. Holy cow.
But I
is
mean, it
interesting
depends on how
because
you sell it, right? It's either
the
a
science-
3.1% chance, that's math, or 1 in 32.
So these get progressively worse as they get closer to a heavy object in space. It changes the trajectory exponentially, not just like small increments, right? So like 1% closer to Jupiter, that's fine, whatever. But then the next time it comes around, it's not another 1% shift. It's like a 3%, and that changes I mean, it's crazy that I watch Neil deGrasse Tyson. I try not to watch too much of that because it melts your brain. But
So for those of you who
I
don't
love
remember
his
this
YouTube channel. Star Talk, I think it's called.
yeah,
This asteroid has an estimated diameter of around 177 feet.
It's only like
54
a few
meters for those
kilotons.
people across the pond, or about as wide as the Leaning Tower of Pisa is tall. But while it is too small to end human civilization, the asteroid could still wipe out a major city, releasing about 8 megatons of energy.
Can it be Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, but that might affect us too.
Yeah, I need it to be like off the coast.
No, I saw.
So it
I was
washes
reading that
away.
the trajectory of it would be either South America, the Atlantic Ocean, or Africa.
Man,
Africa's big. They could take it.
let's defund NASA. I don't want to know this crap.
Yeah. Well,
In other news, there's a 0.0 or a 0.3% chance that they'll hit the moon instead.
oh,
That's
hey,
in the
that'd,
Oh,
problem.
that'd be
probabilities.
cooler.
that'd
Yeah.
be better because I'd love to have our oceans go out of whack. That's
So
worse.
anyway, I just wanted to bring the update to the table. We talked about it before, but so far things are looking worse, not better. That's all I'm
Maybe,
gonna say.
Owen, maybe it will make the oceans lower. And so since global
No.
warming is making the oceans higher, this will make the oceans lower.
How would we do
And-
that?
And science, okay?
Okay, understood.
No.
I was right about the switch. I am
No,
right about
you were
this.
not.
He technically was right
He
about the
has
switch.
you there.
Oh, you got the right switch, but you're not right about being a better switch or faster.
No,
switch.
that part. No, that's nonsense. But he did buy a managed switch. Yep, he
Yeah,
did.
I told you I
No,
bought a man.
but
switch.
the
Probably-
reasons you bought the managed switch were not right.
Yeah, I probably read some Reddit post and didn't read past the third paragraph. I'm like, oh, performance. Okay.
This is the way.
Hashtag be an end user.
It wouldn't even surprise me though, too, if it was just someone being sarcastic on Reddit saying,
Could be too.
"Yeah, get a managed switch. It's better." Totally.
But it's been solid for years, right, Jared?
Oh, yeah, I haven't had a
Have you
single
ever
problem.
managed it?
Not once. Because it's managing itself.
No, that's not what it is doing.
That is what it's doing. It's managing itself.
Default mode.
Tony.
It's got AI.
It's managing itself.
Managing itself.
Oh, I love
All
it.
right,
I'm gonna
Show
let's-
title. It manages itself.
Yeah, there we go. It manages itself. That's perfect. Let's see. Tell us, Owen, about you got some BS for us.
I got some BS, but this is oddly good and strangely more on the realm of science and actual possibility. So it's BS, but a good one. So lithium-ion batteries, we know they have a charge issue, right? They've got you only have so many charges in a lithium-ion battery before
It degrades.
before it degrades. I didn't know this. But and I was going to ask Jaron how you feel about that with the Tesla battery. How long is the lifespan of the Tesla battery? Like they say that it loses something like there's a percentage in here over in 2.7 years. Most batteries you're already 30% of their performance in 2.7 years, and that's in good climate. If you're in a colder area, it's worse. So, do you worry about that having to replace or change your battery in 3 years, or is that something that is not standard?
I question your sources.
I wouldn't. I know nothing. So,
Because everything I've read, they say batteries will typically last between 10 and 20 years.
Yeah.
okay,
Because the you don't charge them nearly as much as a phone.
I see.
for
So
one
you're not going through those 15. They say most batteries have 1,500 cycles, right? And so in a car battery,
And if you treat it well, don't go below 30%, don't go above 80% for typical usage. Granted, that takes off half of your range,
right?
but you don't typically need that just driving around the city.
Right.
Do you do that, Jaron? Do you never
Yeah.
charge above 80?
Yeah. On trips, I charge to 100 because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Is there a setting where you can tell it not to charge past 80? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, so these guys in China, these two scientists in China, found the issue is that the lithium ions wear out or fade away or whatever they do. They get sick, and they
get sick?
That's what
Dendrites
they
form.
That's
and
what they. Yeah. There you go. Give me the science, Jaron.
dendrites.
do?
That's the only
Oh.
word I know.
Okay. So
Dendrites.
So these guys have figured out they took 4 years. They figured out, hey, what if we introduced more lithium ions back into the battery without compromising it and without and we need something that a bonding agent with lithium ions that doesn't mess with the internal gel and all the stuff that's already inside the battery. And they finally did it. They published it in the journal Nature, which is really good to have something published because it makes it less of a BS thing. But they said that the battery charges, I want to find the actual numbers in here because I couldn't really believe them. So a commercially used lithium ion phosphate battery, after undergoing the treatment, retained its initial health after 12,000 charge cycles.
Wow, that's pretty sweet.
Compared to the usual lifespan of 2,000 cycles.
Now that would be amazing because while solid state batteries are the future and we'll get there eventually, there are hundreds of thousands, probably millions of EVs on the road right now that just 10 years from now, all those batteries will be trash.
It's already started, right? Like a lot of those are already going to waste and just going to the landfill.
Well,
and
can they do this to existing batteries, or do these have to be batteries that are manufactured with the ability to?
This is any battery
from the beginning.
This is any lithium-ion battery.
I imagine like a shot,
big old syringe.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's what
to the battery's arm or butt.
Yep.
Probably
that's what they say. The researcher says they could counter this problem with the injection of a special solution to rejuvenate sick batteries. So, but I thought those percentages were pretty amazing, going from 2,000 a typical 2,000 charge lifespan to 12,000, and making a battery go for they want to say they like a gasoline engine, typically 30 years or so is how many, you'd push these batteries lifespan way up. So anyway, they said they can do it. They said they could do it on lots of stuff. And really the one of the big pushes for it was for the environmental waste, we're going to have a big problem with that in the future, like Jaron said.
No, we will not. Because lithium-ion batteries are 99% recyclable.
Oh, right. Okay.
So,
assuming people actually recycle them.
I don't think they do.
Yeah. But car batteries all get recycled because what are they going to do? Just like drive a car out in the middle of nowhere and leave it?
Do you know how many cars out in the middle of nowhere there are?
An electric car? No way. People that drive electric cars are too worried about that kind of stuff to do that.
I strongly disagree. I will
think in the
my
US,
car in the desert just to prove you
yours?
I think in the US that might be the case, but in less regulated markets, I think that
maybe.
I think they'll go to the landfill or the bottom of a river. I want to see that.
I hate that.
Anyway,
all right. Last but not least, a story we missed last week because we ran out of time. Cancer vaccine.
I love this story. I love this is health but good news. Unlike Jaron's story he brought was health but bad news.
Does this have worms?
No.
I'm only interested if it
No
has
worms.
I am preventing people from getting worms. That's what I'm doing. What are you doing?
how did you
Preventing people from getting cancer, Jaron.
You're talking about vax babies.
I don't think you're preventing people from getting worms, Jaron.
I've got worms.
So a bunch of researchers from Harvard and MIT and a bunch of really smart places like that are working on a new vaccine type called neoantigen vaccines. Basically what that means is they are personalized cancer treatments that are personalized to the receiver to help their own immune system recognize and attack cancer cells. Because that's the problem with cancer, right, is your own immune system doesn't recognize it as something bad, and so it grows basically unhinged in your body and eventually takes over and kills you, because that's what cancer does. So these neoantigen vaccines are awesome because they train your immune system how to kill their own cancer cells. So they're in trials right now, early on. If Lang were here, he would know more about this, I'm sure. But out of the 9 patients in the trial, they have all remained cancer-free for 34 months since receiving the vaccine, which is a big freaking deal. There's been plenty of other trials and vaccine with moderate results, but this is the first one that's like, all right, we're on to something here. So basically, this was all around great news for the world of solving cancer and helping people be healthier.
I like this idea because, like, normally your body has to identify the virus, right? Like, whatever T cell finds it, says, "Hey, this is bad," and if we could program it give it the instructions ourselves, and we have to rely on those cells to be like, oh, this is bad. But if we can send it programming and be like, no, look at this image. It's like training AI.
Yeah.
We're hacking the inside.
Yes.
So
the next steps are they're going to start conducting larger trials internationally to further test the vaccine in combination with an immunotherapy drug. So, good news all around. Unlike Jared's bug story.
I like the darker implications of this. How you could target, like, I don't know. What about if you target the thing that makes your eyes brown or green? Some eugenics.
Or tell it to target good
it's
cells.
like that movie, Gattaca. Great movie.
Yeah.
Think
Little
about that.
eugenics. Little eugenics never hurt anybody.
Oh man, that Blake Crouch book I just listened to recently, Upgrade, is about that genetic modification and stuff.
Ooh,
Good
I
book.
love
Super
Blake Crouch.
super babies.
Book.
Did you read it or listen to it?
I listened to it.
Okay. Cool.
All right, very cool. That is the end of today's episode. Thank you for making it this far and for downloading us. Before we go, big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers, patreon.com/helpdeskarcade. And Lando has some more to say about that.
Yeah, so first off, thank you. I just want to say thank you. Again, I know Tony just said it, but I'm going to say it again myself. Thank you for subscribing, especially for those of you who have subscribed based upon my recommendation.
You like
Deepest
those?
thank
Even,
you.
you like those even better.
I like those even better because I feel like I'm making a difference. And I'm glad you guys are giving back to the podcast. We're able to do bigger and better things with the podcast. I got a couple reviews coming because of you guys, and it's great. So really quick, you guys know this. Most of our longtime listeners, $1, access to both shows all at once, early, ad-free, with the in-between included. The in-between, if you don't know, is our third special show for Patreon backers only. That's basically the way we do this. Here's a sneak peek behind the scenes. We record both shows in the same night. We record the help desk and then we record the arcade. But here's the secret: we keep recording for the time in between the two shows. Hence the name, the in between. And where we kind of get a little more spicy. We talk about whatever we want. Sometimes we play games. We usually try to piss off Lang. It's a great time. We love everything about it. Furthermore, if you wanna go above and beyond, no requirement. You don't have to. You can pay us more money. If you pay $6 or more, you get to make Jared say whatever you want every week on the show, which is great fun. Something else that I've really enjoyed is the fact those of you who have taken heed and changed your name. It makes every time we have to read off the Patreon subs just a little bit more fun.
Even though you found out that it's a bit of work to change your name.
It sucks. It sucks so bad. So thank you for those of you. There's got to be a way to automate that, but that's for someone else to figure out. Go ahead, Jared.
Hey, big shout out and thank you to David Broshinsky, Interrupting Cow, Aaron Faulkner, Connor Keesaw, and Wheel of Fish. They are our extra special
Thank you
peeps.
so
Thank you.
much.
Thanks to Mugisagela Blando.
I don't know.
I think I got that right. Jason Eatman. What does Lambo and ChatGPT have in common? Both have artificial intelligence.
It's a good one.
Got him.
Elo Govna, be the 8-year-old. Kyle. Lando is the vacuum salesman of Patreon. Everyone knows what he's selling, and they don't need it, and yet he is still somehow a... It's too long. It cuts off at that point.
Oh no!
You know, let's have a moment to fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. Great salesman, good person.
With Lando.
Oh,
Or we can combine it with the next name.
Annoying.
I'm going to combine it with the next name.
Oh.
Lando is the vacuum salesman of Patreon. Everyone knows what he is selling, and they don't need it. Yet he is still somehow a smart fart.
Love it.
Oh, maybe that was on purpose. That'd be amazing.
Oh man.
Yes.
Well thought out.
Tony, the Excel and Power Apps nerd. Pyman Graphics, purveyor of fine geeky stickers. Ooh, I love it. Jeremy, No Name, No Color. Keslo, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz, the in-between rating plus 69. Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
640,000 ought to be enough for anybody. DP, Brother Blando, Elizabeth Calsodium only wishes he was as cool as Lang. Wesley, the 50 series cars are just a figment of your imagination. Oh,
Yeah, he's right at that point.
the truth hurts. Stuart Lloyd, today's hits won't win tomorrow's game. And finally, so-and-so.
All right. Thank you so much, Patreon backers. You are awesome. Let's wrap it up. We're all done here. We'll see you in Geek Show Arcade or next week or in Geek Show Live on Saturday. Whatever. We're around.
find us.
Find us. Check it out. Until then, though, Lando, take us out.
If you need to buy a Switch, do some research and buy the managed one. First off, it's more expensive, does more stuff, and it's faster. Be an end user.
Yeah, it is.